What is going on, guys? Victor here, and today I got one of the strangest catch and cooks planned for you guys. This is a moonfish, also called a lookdown. I caught at the inlet the other day. Amongst a bunch of other stuff, we caught Goliath grouper, redfish, snook, just a very lively place. But these are fish I've been wanting to try for a very long time now. So if you guys want to see how we caught these, then go ahead and clean them up back here at the fillet table and then cook them. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
That scared me.
Scared Deb too.
Made me jump.
Troubles.
I don't know what size. I just had.
Vic's Moonfish camp is open.
Get it?
I'm gonna talk smack and lose
I know,
it.
you're definitely gonna lose the one for talking smack.
Oh wait, I know how to lose it.
Oh!
Did I get it?
Oh! Don't say he didn't eat it.
Moonfish snagging camp is open.
You put any of them in the mouth?
I got,
That last
yeah!
one was in the mouth. And it flew off as he flipped them over the rail.
How many have I landed? 3?
Yeah, that's 3. Let him and pull the gills out. And one fish is like really enough for it.
Oh, Dave's on.
If you cook them whole.
Get him up. Get him up, get him up.
That's 10.
Hey, I say catch what you can when you can. Nobody else is catching anything. There's no redfish around, no snook around. You gotta have fun and fill up the cooler.
This one's cool.
Start catching some moonfish, and this guy just comes over here,
Recode. Oh.
thinks that he can just pick up my rod, loses my jig. You gonna catch one?
I'm gonna catch one, then I'll give it back. Or 2 minutes.
Oh, you think it's the margates or the reef? Oh, thanks. Hands me the rod after he's got rocked up. That way he can blame it my own. Oh, you don't get the rod back now. I gotta catch one.
All right.
Let me show you guys what I'm doing. I got this little jig, which resembles a little minnow, shrimp popping. There's some moonfish over here. I've been wanting to do a moonfish catch and cook for a long time now, and let's see if we can make it happen. I got one in the live well so far. Dave's got a bunch in the live well. Oh, there we go. Now the biggest thing is I've lost so many already. You pull a lot of hooks with these guys. You gotta really finesse them out of there. Oh,
Oh, he's in a wrap yet. Oh, you hooked that one in the mouth.
oh no, it's a save at the last second.
Here, hold your rod so you can deal with them.
Yeah, sure. All right, right here, moonfish, also known as a lookdown. As you could imagine why, because it looks like they're constantly looking down. Very odd looking fish, but supposedly delicious. They're probably just a pain in the butt to fillet because they're so small, and you got to catch a lot of them. In the live well you go.
You're not on yet?
Oh, you spoke too soon. You spoke too soon. See what happens when you trash talk? Man, I can't keep them glued. That's my problem.
Victor, a little friendly competition with Mr. Victor here, who can get all the bites he wants, but can't seem to keep them glued unless they're snagged.
Bites count.
Yeah. Oh, thumbs counted. No.
I just can't keep them glued. That's my problem.
You still using the gog bug, sir?
Yes, I am. South Florida special.
It's like a decent one. Oh, so I was gonna say that mackerel went airborne.
No, I just got
Look,
finesse.
he's still foul hooking them. Look at this. I just said you can't hook them unless they're snagged.
Hey, they're eating it. This is what they'll do, is because you're getting in the school, and I think a lot of them just get foul hooked because, you know, you got a really small jig, and they might miss it once in a while, you know? In the cooler he goes. Stuff's fun. Like I said, little white jig, looks like a minnow or something. You pop it on top of their heads. All right, Dave, we're 1 for 1. We're tied.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll count foul hook fish.
What do you mean?
I know. Fish
Is
on
it in the
deck.
cooler? I'd say if it's in the cooler, it counts.
All right. So since every one that you put in the cooler has been snagged.
Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of that moonfish action. So here is what the fish actually looks like. And they're called a lookdown, or otherwise known as moonfish. They got a really big mouth actually for their size. It kind of scoops out like that. Very funny looking fish. And it looks like they're constantly looking down based on their face. They got this just really flat face, extremely thin fish. And these guys are notorious for hanging around jetties, piers, inlets. That's pretty much, they're very structure oriented fish, a lot on wrecks and stuff too. So what we're gonna do for filleting this guy, I have already filleted a couple, and let me tell you, skinning these things is next near impossible. These things have such a thin skin. The first way, I'm gonna pull the skin off, and so what I'm gonna do first is just make an outline of my fish. So I'm going down along the backbone, I'm just making an outline. And they do have quite a bit of head meat, so don't miss that. Go all the way up in here. Cut down to there. And then when you get to this part, so all of this, since I've made a couple of fillets already, this is all just kind of rib cage and guts. You can go down here, but you're not gonna get any more meat. So I'm gonna do is come around here and come around halfway down to right around there. Because this, like I said, is pretty much all just waste. And then we're gonna continue our outline to the tail. So now with the outline, what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel the skin off. Probably start around the head right here. And what they have is, they have this really, it's almost like two distinct layers. You have this really thin like film right here, and then this is the skin itself. So we're gonna go ahead and just peel it off. And that's why we made the outline, and we're leaving the meat on itself. And whatever comes off, and whatever stays on, stays on. But the main thing is just getting this clear film off from what I hear. Just like that. I guess that probably wouldn't be too enjoyable to eat, but you could probably eat it anyway. So that is what our fillet looks like. Now we actually got to take it off. So we go back to our moonfish. And there you go. This right here, it looks like skin, but you can barely feel it, and I'm sure it'll cook right out and add a little bit of flavor to the fillet itself. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Same exact thing. And if this reminds you guys of anything, it kind of looks like an African pompano with this tracer-like, really big, pronounced dorsal fin. We're gonna outline our fish. Down here. All the way up to the head. Come around. And then now we go here. We're gonna meet it right around here. Now we're gonna pull the skin off again. So it starts to come off real easy around the head, and then it gets more difficult as you get closer to the body of the fish. This is definitely something you want to use a smaller knife for, so you have more control. This is not a very big fish. You definitely don't want a big knife where I can see you're going to be missing a lot of meat. You just don't have that maneuverability. There you go. You can basically see the other side of the fish. Very white, flaky meat looks like. Barely any bloodline. Not bony at all. And a decent amount of meat for these guys. Okay, so one reason I really like doing these catch and cooks, as you guys know, no such thing as trash fish, just trash cooks. A lot of people would be intimidated by something like this, and I've never eaten them before, but I've wanted to try for a long time. A lot of my friends like them, and they're really plentiful fish, especially for the land-based angler. So if you guys, you know, if you don't have access to a boat, or if you get skunked, you're not getting that slot snook or slot redfish you get one day, why not have some fun, whip out the light rods, get yourself some moonfish. You know, there's no need to go hungry. There's a big, plentiful food source, whether you guys are a land-based guy, boat guy, there's fish everywhere. You just gotta know how to find it, cook it, and not be afraid to try things and get out of your comfort zone every once in a while. And that's really all there is to it. Make some moonfish franchise, a sandwich, anything you could possibly imagine. Guys, we got our moonfish filleted up. I will see you guys in the kitchen, but before we move on, all the Landshark shirts, the Landshark logo shirts are on sale, you guys. They are in the description box below, landsharkfishinggear.com. Check them out if you guys want to support the channel. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and make this moonfish into a gourmet meal. All right, guys, it is voiceover time, my favorite part of the video, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. So what I'm gonna be doing today is making potatoes with green beans and a panko crusted fried moonfish, which is going to be so good. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is prepping my potatoes, and I cut them down lengthways and then cut them again in half, so you got little crescent shapes or little half moons, as I guess you could say. Now these are going to go into a stainless steel mixing bowl, that way I can season them up. And this way I can make sure that every single piece of potato, every side angle gets coated the exact same amount. So what we're going to do is very simple, just drizzle them with olive oil, and then we're going to add some freshly ground black pepper, as well as some thick kosher salt. So we're gonna go ahead and add this to our potatoes, and now a lot of garlic. This is about a whole head, maybe a head and a half of garlic, and as you guys know, I love garlic. I mean, it's just so practical and useful in the kitchen in so many different ways. So we're gonna go ahead and add this to our potatoes, and we're going to actually bake our potatoes with our garlic, and it's gonna release just a real sweetness, I guess you could say. I find that when you bake garlic, it has a completely different taste than when you just saute it or lightly fried in oil. It's just a really rich, sweet flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and line our potatoes in this glass bowl, and I try it to get it so that every single potato makes some kind of contact with the glass bowl so it crisps up nicely. Now this is the remaining garlic and olive oil that was left in the bowl. Go ahead and pour that over. So next thing, we're gonna be making some green beans. And for my green beans, I'm going to season them with ginger and garlic. So I actually saved some garlic from before that you guys saw me chop up, and I did about half of you guys saw how much ginger I used, half of that. Now also some freshly chopped parsley, number 1 for color, well, I should say number 1 for flavor, number 2 for color for our dish. So here are our moonfish fillets, and you guys see the skin still remaining on the fillets. I'll tell you what, I've eaten them now. First of all, you don't taste it at all. And I kind of regret not making some moonfish with the skin on. I really want to try it, but there's always room for next time, because I think that the skin would add a tremendous amount of flavor. And you guys know me, I love eating fish with the skin on, snapper and other species, mackerel, kingfish. It gives it a very good, rich texture and flavor. So we are going to season. I mean, this is pretty basic. We're just doing from our egg directly into our seasoned panko breadcrumbs. Love panko breadcrumbs, and I got the seasoned kind because regular panko breadcrumbs can be kind of bland, and this just gives it a good flavor, and you don't have to season them yourself now. So another thing I wanted to do was just incorporate some type of sauce into this dish, because I knew I was going to have leftover fish as well, and I'm going to make tacos the next day. So I went ahead and got some sweet chili sauce, some sriracha, some whole fat Greek yogurt, blended these up in the magic bullet, all three. Very easy, actually really low on calories if you're watching that too, instead of using mayonnaise. So now we are going to cut up some lemons for garnish, as well as, you know, just to sprinkle over your fish, because you can't serve fresh fish without lemon. They just go hand in hand. And I kind of learned this new technique. I've been trying to really step it up as far as presentation and plating, and this is a very easy way to make your lemons look appealing. You guys see that you just cut them in half and then fold them on opposite ends. So our fish is going into the fryer. Got some oil, medium-high heat. These do not take very long to cook at all, so you got to make sure your oil is on hot enough. That way they're not just sitting there, and that way your breadcrumbs get nice and browned and crispy. Otherwise, you're just gonna have really soggy fish fillets. So I didn't show this on camera, but I actually cooked my green beans in some boiling water about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I rinsed them off with some cold water to stop the cooking process. This same pot that I used for the green beans, got some olive oil. There's my ginger garlic going into the pot. Only about a minute and a half just to release the flavors. Green beans go back into there. And then we are going to finish it off with a little bit of sesame seeds, which you guys are going to see here in a second. And one thing that I was kind of surprised about, I didn't get that much flavor from the ginger. Maybe I should have added it at the very end as just a fresh herb. So our potatoes came out great. If you guys are looking for a simple potato recipe, this is it. I mean, it was really good. And like I said, that garlic got such a sweet flavor to it when it came out of the oven. I did it for about an hour in the oven, 400 degrees. We're plating our potatoes. I'm gonna garnish it with some fresh parsley. And I noticed the one thing about plating is making colors pop is contrasting colors. So you get the green with the brown of the potatoes. We got our green beans with the toasted sesame seeds and the ginger and garlic. There is our sweet chili sauce. Gonna get those contrasting colors again. You got the lemon going on top of that. And to top it all off, we got our fresh moonfish, and it was delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my land sharks, in that next video.
Do you feel the vibes?